I've asked on this channel many times, why are people still voting for Democrats? Why? They are destroying this country. And when it comes to your children, they want your children to be owned by the state. They don't believe in parental rights. These Democrats out there are evil, and they want to transition your children at a very early age. These Democrats, they worship at the altar of wokeness. They've gotten God out of schools. They hate God. They hate it. And they hate that you are the parents of children. They're trying to change language. They're trying to implement all types of wokeness in school. And what we're going to be talking about today, folks, really should scare people, especially you people that vote for Democrats. You people that vote for this person, we're going to be talking about in this video. Why are you supporting this person? Maybe after you watch my video here, maybe you actually will not support this person anymore, because what this person is doing, if this was to go through, it is over for parents. Your children will be owned by the state, especially in the state of Virginia, because this is what we're going to be talking about here. There is a reason, folks, why Glenn Youngkin won the governorship over there in Virginia, because the woke leftist progressive socialists were trying to indoctrinate children. And there's a reason why, folks, because this Democrat here we're going to be getting into, it seems like she definitely supports that stuff and wants to go way beyond and prosecute parents. Here we go, guys. On National Review, Virginia Democrat to introduce bill to prosecute parents who refuse to treat child as opposite sex. Yeah, so she definitely wants the government to actually get involved in this and take away your children. Why are you voting for Democrats? Why? Your child belongs to you. You should have the final say in anything that actually goes on with a child. A child does not have the mental capacity to make a life-changing decision. They don't. Because when I was 5 years old, I'm pretty sure there was a lot of things I wanted to be. And as I grew up and got more mature, I'm thinking, yeah, you know what? I'm glad I didn't actually decide to do that. Let's read this, guys. Virginia Democratic delegate Elizabeth Guzman is seeking to introduce legislation that would hold parents criminally liable for refusing to treat their children as a different sex from the one they were born into. Yeah, she wants 5, 6, 7, 10-year-olds, 15-year-olds to decide on transitioning. And folks, these puberty blockers, all that chemical stuff they're injecting into children, that can have consequences. Some of this stuff, man, may do harm on children. If you guys remember Jazz Jennings, quote unquote, transitioned something like it. I could be getting the age wrong here. 7, 8 years old, something like that. And then Jazz Jennings was actually born a biological male. Transition, and I believe Jazz Jennings is 20 years old now, if I'm not mistaken. But Jazz Jennings decided to chop off the sausage, if you know what I mean. And guess what, folks? It was not easy. Jazz Jennings has no sensation down there anymore. And actually, the male testicles did not grow to the right size because of the stuff that was getting pumped into the body. Think about that. And this woman here, an elected official in Virginia, doesn't want you to have a say in it. The legislation which Guzman plans to introduce in Virginia's upcoming legislative session would expand the definition of child abuse so that parents could be charged with a felony or misdemeanor for refusing to honor their child's request to be treated as the opposite sex. Child abuse, folks. I believe it's actually child abuse if you're actually allowing your child to be injected with all of this stuff. Out here in Texas, folks, that is child abuse if you're doing that to your child. But this is what this loudmouth leftist Latina had to say. Quote, if the child shares with those mandated reporters that they are going through, we are talking about not only physical abuse or mental abuse. What the job of that mandated reporter is to inform Child Protective Services, Guzman told 7 News. That's how everyone gets involved. There's also an investigation in place that is not only from a social worker, but there's also a police investigation before we make the decision that there is going to be a CPS charge. Folks, government should have no say in this whatsoever. Government should have no say in transitioning children. It should be up to the parents. And folks, I believe it should actually be illegal. I truly do. I believe it should be outlawed completely. But we know certain states, it's not. I believe it should be a complete ban on transitioning children. But in states where it's not, parents should actually absolutely have the final say. Absolutely. Even though I'm 1000% against this. This is wrong to transition children. The move comes in response to Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin's latest policy initiatives, which empower parents to exercise control over whether and how children transition gender in school, as well as a speech he gave at a Parents Matter rally back at the beginning of the school year. Quote, they think parents have no right to know what your child is discussing with their teacher or counselor, Youngkin said. When asked by a local reporter whether she isn't criminalizing parents, as many Republicans argue, Guzman answered, no, it's not. It's educating parents because the law tells you the do's and don'ts, Guzman answered. So this law is telling you do not abuse your children because they are LGBTQ. How is that abusing them if the parents don't want to transition them? She's calling this abuse. Guzman was similarly unwavering in her thoughts about whether such an approach violated free speech or religious freedom. Quote, the Bible says to accept everyone for who they are. So that's what I tell them when they ask me that question. And that's what I will continue to tell people. This woman is definitely misinterpreting the Bible. She does not know her Bible. I mean, her Bible is the Bible of wokeness dedicated to the left. This is wrong. And you know what, folks? This is how far the left has actually gotten into the school system. Look here, it says last month, students across 100 schools staged walkout protests across the state to criticize Governor Youngkin's policies and defend transgender rights. Because he wants the parents to have a say and students were walking out. These public schools are indoctrination centers. Nothing more. They are indoctrination centers here, folks. They've gotten to kids and parents, hats off. They had enough and they actually voted Glenn Youngkin in. But the damage was done, folks. They've gotten to these kids. They have gotten to these kids and these kids are walking out of school over transgender stuff. This is just completely insane, guys. Completely insane. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.